Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this FNIRSI dual channel oscilloscope multimeter with signal generator. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So the model number on this is 2C23T. If we look on the back, it has the specs. You can pause and read through those. So let's get this open. Here we have the manual. Let's take a quick look at it. So I'm not going to cover everything. You're going to want to read this on your own. Here's an overview of it. We have the two inputs for the oscilloscope. We have the signal generator output, display screen, buttons, multimeter input. On the side we have the charge indicator, charge interface. Looks like it's USB Type-C, a reset button. We have a kickstand. This has a 2.8-inch screen. Resolution is 320 by 240. Has a 3000 milliamp hour lithium battery. Standby time is 6 hours. These are instructions on how to use it. So to turn it on or off, you press the power button. To get to the home menu, you press menu. Here are the other functions. Here's the oscilloscope interface. This talks more about the oscilloscope. And here are the specs. This talks about the signal generator. We can produce different waveforms, so we have sine, square, triangle, half wave, and others. And there's the specs. And then we have the multimeter, and we have the specs for that. We also have settings. You can change the volume, probably the backlight. This talks about using it. So this gives different scenarios here, like infrared control measurement. So here's the oscilloscope. In the back here we have a kickstand. So this is a hard plastic here, and this is kind of a rubberized plastic. Let's pull this open. It's a little tricky to get that open. There we go. I was trying to peel up. If I just kind of press it back, it will pop up. And we have the USB Type-C charge port. Then on top we have those oscilloscope inputs and the signal generator output. There's a little screen protector here. I'll peel that off. Very nice looking screen. The buttons on this are rubberized. And we have the inputs for the multimeter. We're going to have COM input, and then we have milliamps and amps are separate, just like a standard multimeter. So underneath, we have a probe. So it looks like one probe is in the bag, and this has the little color-coded rings. That's pretty standard probe. And we have the other probe here. And these are the multimeter probes, the charging cable, and this is the signal generator output. So let's get this charging. So it's currently charging at 0.41 amps. Now that could vary. Let's turn this on. There we go. So we have oscilloscope, signal generator, multimeter, config. Let's take a look at config. So we have language, volume, auto shutdown, LCD brightness, default, so that's what it default turns on to, and about. Then it looks like we also have reset. So if I want to go back, I'll hit menu, and from here I can go into the different things like the oscilloscope. So I'm going to let this charge up. While that's doing that, I'm going to become familiar with it, read through the manual a little bit, and I'll come back and I'll do a demonstration. So to turn it off, I'll just press the power button. Okay, so I have this charged up. Let's go ahead and test it out. So I'll start with multimeter. I'll connect the multimeter probes here. So I'm going to go into COM and input. Let's test the voltage of this battery. So we got 9.258 volts DC. Now if I press the middle button, the play pause, it will hold this value when I take the probes off. I'll hit it again to unpause. Here we have another battery. We're getting 1.435 volts, and these probes are very sharp. Next I have a capacitor. This is an electrolytic capacitor. So it's not able to identify this as a capacitor, so we're going to press the cursor button. It may be a little tricky to read, but there's a capacitor symbol there. And I'll press it multiple times till it says cap. So sometimes the auto mode will be able to detect what you're doing, and other times it won't. So there I got 108, and this is 120. So that can take a while for it to read a capacitor. Here's a smaller one. So we got 4.4 there, and this is 4.7. Let's try a resistor. So that will be the first one. So if I click on this, we have DC voltage, AC voltage, resistance. So here we're getting 0.3 ohms. Let's try measuring power out of this outlet. So I have a line splitter here, it makes it a little easier. Let's go back to auto mode. And if you don't know how to measure high voltage properly, you want to learn about that first. So here we're getting 121.1, and we also have continuity. So if we go to the second button, that'll be on the diode mode. We have continuity. So this has a lot of the features you'd find in a basic multimeter. So next we'll go to the signal generator. So I'll hit menu, and we'll go to signal generator. Now this has a quick select feature, so if I want to go back to the multimeter, I can hold down on trigger. So these three buttons are for oscilloscope, signal generator, and multimeter. So I'll hold this down, and we go to the multimeter. If we want to go back to the signal generator, we hold the middle button down, or the second button, and then the first button will take us to oscilloscope. So if you're switching back and forth between them, that's an easy way to do that. So I'll pull the multimeter probes out, and I'll get the signal generator clips and I'll put it in the third connector here. So there's 3 BNC connectors. So I have a Bluetooth speaker here. I'll turn it on, and I'll connect the ground to the sleeve and positive to the tip of this audio cable, and I'll plug that into the speaker. So here we can adjust the parameters. So I'll go off to the right. We have frequency, we have duty cycle, and amplitude. Let me change that to 2 volts. I'll go back over to the left, and I'll hit play, and that will turn it on. So we have a 1000 hertz sine wave playing. We have different waveforms. Let's go to square, triangle, half, full, noise, and then DC. Let's change the frequency. I'll just hold it down, and this will change the frequency in real time. Let's do the second digit. So that's pretty straightforward and easy to use. So let's go over to the oscilloscope. I'll hold down the first button, and here we have the oscilloscope. So this is a 2-channel oscilloscope, so it comes with 2 probes. So I'll connect those to the top with the BNC connectors. Now if we look here, there's a little screw, and it came with a little screwdriver, so if we need to adjust these, we can do that. So let's get a signal, and to do that we can use the signal generator. So I'll go back to it. We have a 1901 hertz sine wave. So I'll connect up the ground clips to each other, and I'll connect up the positive to the probe, and I'll hit run, and I'll go back to the oscilloscope. And now I can hit auto. And here we have our sine wave. So we'll say down here the frequency is 1.92 or so. Now there's a switch on here for 1x and 10x, and it's on 10x. So I'll switch that to 1x, and I'll hit auto. And it did not like that. Let's go into the signal generator. We'll turn that off. Go back to the oscilloscope, hit auto again. There we go. I just stopped the signal and restarted it. So I can hit the move button. Then I can use the control pad here to move the waveform around. I can hit cursor. That will change the trigger. So you can see on the right side here, I'll move the trigger down. It'll stop. Then I can hit trigger to change the trigger. So we have auto, normal, single. We can trigger on channel 1 or channel 2, and we can change it for rising and falling edge. We can also change parameters. So if I hit PRM, we can change the parameters for channel 1 and channel 2. Now I've gone out of these modes. I can hit channel 1, and we can turn channel 1 on or off. We can change the probe to 1 or 10x, and we can change coupling from AC to DC. And we can do that for channel 1 or channel 2. So let me get a second signal going in here. So I have another signal generator. I'll connect up the second probe, and I'll hit auto. So the second one here is at 1000 hertz. Let me change it. So I'll go back to my signal generator here, and it had 1901. So we can see on channel 1 we have 1092 kilohertz and channel 2 is 1000 kilohertz. So we can go to trigger here and we'll say trigger on channel 2, and now we can see channel 2 is static and channel 1 is moving. Now if we want to take a picture of this, we can hit the save button and that will save it. If we hold down on save, it will bring it up. So we can also hit play pause here to pause the screen. So that's the FNIRSI 2C23T 3-in-1 oscilloscope signal generator multimeter. This packs a lot of functionality into this small device. So this would be great for doing repair and diagnosis. I like how easy this is to use. It has a really nice screen, it's easy to read, has a great viewing angle. I like the quick select feature so you can switch between the different functions easily. You can go back to the menu and press to the side and go to the different functions, but it's super easy to hold the button down and switch between features. Now I showed how to take a picture here of the oscilloscope, and you can connect this up to a computer and download it as a BMP. So if you're doing tests and diagnosis, you can take multiple pictures, and then you could say put that in an email to a customer or make a note of it for your research. That's a really nice feature. So if you're looking for a small portable oscilloscope, I think this is a great option. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.